welcome to episode 1 of the Marriage by Design weekly web show. We glad you guys tuned in with us. We're excited to be coming to you. This is our very first episode of Marriage by Design, and we are going to be coming to you every single night at 9 p.m. as long as that night is Monday. And we'll be talking about marriage and relationships. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm excited. Appreciate you all tuning in. So listen, here's what you want to do. First and foremost, you want to make sure you hit the little button to turn on the notifications so you always get notified whenever we come on. Of course, we're going to be coming here every Monday at 9, but we might just surprise you and pop in throughout the week as well. And then they probably want to share this out, right?
Yeah, share it out. Definitely push it to all your friends, single, married, whatever the case may be. If they have a post in there on Facebook, send it to them.
Right. Tag those people in there, and then comment and engage, ask questions. We actually have a segment of the show dedicated just to that, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun. So tonight we got a real exciting topic. I'm excited about it. We'll be talking about equality. We'll be talking about equality on this evening, and before we even get into equality, we got a couple announcements that we want to share with the people. You want to start off with the first announcement?
Let's see here. Yes, first announcement. We are so excited. This Thursday, not next Thursday, not tomorrow, but Thursday, we are going to be releasing our first ebooks. James has an ebook titled Intentional Husband. I have my ebook. It's entitled Intentional Wife. You want to grab those. It'll be available on some very popular sites, and you can get that right now and go ahead and register so that you know when it's coming, and you can register. What's the website?
ebooks.TheMarriageByDesign.com. You get both his and hers. Those who go to that site right now, you can get a free excerpt of the book as well. Before it's get released on Thursday. So hop on over there and check that out. So we got the ebooks coming in. Then we got a really big announcement.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited about this one right here. This announcement is for the first event of 2017 for Marriage by Design. Now, we're going to be bringing you all types of information. We're going to be bringing you obviously our show on a weekly basis. We got ebooks. We got books in store. We're going to be doing retreats. We're going to be doing webinars. We're going to have all types of content for you. But the very first live event of the year is coming up. And you want to do the honors?
Yes. Drum roll, please.
Okay.
February 11th is our very first live event. It is called The Engagement, and our subtitle is...
No. Well, I would just play the promo.
Oh, you gonna play?
I'm gonna play the promo. I'll play the promo, then we'll come back and tell you all about the engagement.
Design proudly presents The Engagement.
An experience in love and learning before and after I do.
Saturday, February 11th.
3 power-packed sessions.
An evening gala.
The Embassy, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Register now at theengagement.TheMarriageByDesign.com.
See you there.
And we will see you in the building. It's going to be a phenomenal event. The engagement, okay? This is all about engaging in your marriage. For those who aren't married, before you get engaged, before you get married, we're going to be covering all types of information. This is talking about before and after the I do's.
Right.
Loving and learning all about the things you need to do before and after. We got some exciting stuff planned for this event.
We do. So you want to make sure that you are there in the building. Make sure you stay tuned in to the very end of this episode. We have some cool stuff for the first people to get registered as well.
Oh yeah, we got a special announcement. So you got to watch all the way to the end because this event is going to be phenomenal. We got so many things lined up for you. We got some fun things taking you back to even like the high school days. Remember the stuff you used to do in high. Well, some of the stuff y'all used to do in high school. We're not gonna do that. But some of the fun stuff when you were in love in high school. We're gonna have a good time at the event. We're gonna rekindle some things for some folks. We're gonna prepare and repair relationships, prepare some people who are single for those future relationships. We're going to repair some relationships for those people who need it as well. And it's just going to be a phenomenal event. So we're excited about that. So listen, our topic again on this week is equality, and we're about to dive into this topic in just a moment. But one of the things that we want to do every single week as well is highlight a book. We're going to highlight a book every single week and bring it to you so you can have some information that you could be reading in between, always working on yourself. And so we're going to start it off. And you can do the honors for the first book of the week.
Yes.
So talk to us about the book that we
the first book of the week I'm actually going to bring in because it's so colorful and pretty. This book right here, it is called The Beatitudes. This book is by Mark Gungor, and it is a fantastic book about love, marriage, and guys, it is a quick read. As you can see, it's nice. And it just talks about 9 of the different Beatitudes. Be nice,
got
be
pictures,
adore.
fellas.
Yes, nice big pictures, big letters, all that kind of stuff. So it is a fast read, but it's a really, really good book because it does talk about how you can stay connected and prepared and proactive and all those different things. Because a lot of times in relationships, if you've been in a relationship for a while or if you've been married for a while, it gets stale. And so these different Beatitudes are things that you can do. It talks about be nice. Because a lot of times your spouse is the person that you're not nice to because you're around them the most and you give them the least of yourself. And so we should be giving our spouse the most of ourselves and everybody else what's left over, even the kids, right? So that's another topic for another day. But this book is a great book. Pick it up. You can go online, search it, and you can find it.
Read them a couple other ones. You said, so the Beatitudes. So, we got be nice. Like that. That's one of the ones that so many people just... If it is that simple, if you would just be nice, it would help so many relationships. I can't believe you have men that are just so mean to their wives and they're wondering why they have relationship problems. They're calling their wives names or calling them, fat, or you let yourself go, or they're just, calling them types of things that you would think that they would call somebody that they're enemies with.
Right.
And it's that simple. Be nice. So what else we got?
Be nice.
The Beatitudes.
Be content. Be connected. Be prepared, be clear, be patient. And the last one is be dead. I love it, right? Because you're getting married. It's saying be there until the very end. And then at the very end, you die together, right?
So, like the Notebook, it'd be like, it'd be romantic.
It'll be romantic.
Yeah. Like a long time from now. Okay?
A long time. Be proactive. I love that one, the be proactive, because you don't have to wait until your marriage is on the rocks before you actually do something for your marriage.
That's right.
You can be even proactive as a single person, right? You can be working on yourself. You don't have to be in a marriage to work on yourself.
Right.
And so you can be proactive before you even get married.
We need some preemptive maintenance sometimes. Right. And that's so powerful. And that'll help a lot of different people. So let's get into the topic. I'm excited. You had anything else before?
No, that's it.
All right, we're going to get into it. So tonight we're talking about equality, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're going to be talking about equality, and I had a question mark in it, like equality, what? I should have put what in there, right? Equality, what? And it's such a pervasive theme nowadays. Everything is about equality. You see it obviously in the political realm.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about equality. The social realm, everyone's talking about equality. We have to be, equal and equal in the workplace. Everybody's got to be equal rights. It's a civil rights issue and things of that nature. So is this something that is sound? Is this something that we should be striving for? Is equality something we should be striving for? Is it something that's accurate? Is it something that's healthy? We're gonna talk about all of that. Before we even talk about that, let's just unpack a little bit. Where do you think this even came from in the first place? Where do you think this idea of equality and everything has to be equal, where did it even come from in the first place?
It really depends on what you are looking at. A lot of it came from the feminist or the women's movement when they started talking about equality, across the board with employment and different things like that. But I believe it even dates further back than that. And so it really does depend on what you consider equality. What do you consider equal amongst men and women across different boards?
Well, yeah, I want to definitely talk about what is equal. But when I think of the origins of it, like where it came from in the first place, you hit the nail on the head. You talk about the women's right movement, liberation and things of that nature. But even taking it a step, before that, what caused women to want to be liberated? Right, that's something we have to ask ourselves. We're trying to get to the root cause of, well, where did this whole equality movement come from? This, women's liberation. Think about being liberated. People are looking for independence. War of independence, fighting for independence. You look to be liberated when you feel like you've been oppressed.
Wow, that's
good. Right. You look to be liberated when you feel like you're being oppressed. So a lot of this stems back to when it comes to equality. And I believe men not properly respecting and appreciating and applauding the roles that women were traditionally partaking in. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree. I agree fully. I even think some of it has to stem from when, I don't know which war it was, that women got really involved with working because all the men, World War II, all the men, they went to fight. And so when they went to go fight, women went into the workplace. And from there, when they said, okay, we're in the workplace, they, I guess, want to stay or remain. I don't know all the details, but it caused some confusion when they came back.
It definitely caused confusion, and women felt like they wanted to be liberated or freed up from the menial tasks of the home. They wanted to be freed up to be in a more exciting world of the marketplace and in industry and things of that nature. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think most women would have had that same response as a whole. I don't think most women would have had that same response, again, if men really lifted up, honored, appreciated, and showed the respect for the roles that women are traditional, have been more traditionally found themselves in. So let's talk about this whole concept of equality. That's where it kind of came from. Is it something we should be striving for? That men and women are equal. It's so pervasive. You see the shows nowadays. There's this one show, I can't remember if it's Fox or something, where it's Fox, where the young girl is in Major League Baseball, right? I haven't seen it, saw the previews for it, but she's like in baseball, and we applaud these type of things. You see women getting coaching positions in male sports, like in the NBA, and it's applauded. Like, yeah, finally, women are breaking the glass ceiling. This is awesome. It's equality across the board. Is this something we should be striving for? Is this healthy for marriages? Is this healthy for relationships?
In my opinion, I like the line that you have as far as equal importance, but not equal roles. I can't do what you do, nor do I want to do what you do. I don't want your role. I like my role. I was born into my role. My brain is wired differently than my husband's brain. Women's brains are wired differently. That's why we're more the nurturers. We feed our children. We nurture our children. Even if you bottle feed, you're still protected in that. You bear your child for 10 months, So I don't want those roles. I don't want to be treated equal to you. I want my door open, right? I want my chair pulled out. That I don't want to be your equal, and I want the respect for my role and what I do, but I don't want to be treated as you're treated. I don't want to be treated as just another guy, right? And I know you don't want to be treated like a woman.
No, I certainly don't want to be treated like. No, you hit the nail on the head. Is it's about equal importance, and the roles that we have as men and women are different, and you talked about our brains being wired differently. There's a reason why. There is a difference, and that healthy difference and not being the same creates an attraction between the sexes. And when we start to blur the lines, we start to blur this whole concept of gender fluidity and this whole concept of even unisex. Think of the word unisex, right? Uni means one.
Right.
All right, like a unicycle, right? Uni means one, and then sex, well, there's two sexes. There's male and female. There's two sexes, and so that in itself is like an idea, concept that cannot exist. And this whole thing, well, a woman can do anything that a man can do. No, she can't. But nor can a man do anything that a woman can do.
Right.
We were talking with one of our business associates, and he was he was observing us when we were at a conference recently down in Fort Lauderdale, and he was saying that Yolanda was holding it down. So we spoke at this event. Yolanda crushed it on stage. We were in and out. We were coordinating and helping out with a business event. And she had Zuri, 6-month-old. I guess at the time she was about 4 months. And she had Zuri with her, and I mean, just, hanging on her hip, hanging on other stuff, right? getting that nurture. And it was real. He was like, women are so strong. Women are so much stronger than men. They're not necessarily in like burst of power. Clearly men, if you're gonna do powerlifting or something, men are stronger. But that sustained energy, that sustained strength, that endurance, women, I'm in awe when I see all of the different things that you do, all of the different aspects, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
It's just because your brain isn't wired like this, baby.
It's not wired like that for sure.
Women, we are more of the multitaskers. Our brainers, evidence out there that we are more multitaskers and men are more focused. They can focus more on one activity. So when it comes to you leading, I can get all around the place. You say, hey, baby, bring me this. I'm bringing you 5-6 different things. But you're like, no, I need one thing. Just, you're able to stay more on track. I wouldn't want to do what you want to do and have that responsibility of providing and doing the different things like that. But you're built for that. Just like I'm built for my role and what I do.
Right, let's talk about that, being built for the role. So naturally speaking, obviously the female is the nurturer, right? So let's talk about what are these roles, right? We got equal importance, but not equal roles. Well, a woman is built as a nurturer. When a baby comes out, they're not looking for anything on us to be sucking on, right? This is an adult show, right?
Right.
They're not looking for anything on us. They're looking for you. So you're created to be a nurturer. And for men, let's look at the two sexes again. Which one would be more equipped to be a provider or a protector? Let's say a protector, for instance. A protector, well, a male. A male would be more equipped to be a protector. So wouldn't it stand the reason that if you're physically equipped to be a protector and women are physically equipped to be nurturers, wouldn't it stand to reason that you would also have the mental and emotional makeup to fit alongside with those roles? Wouldn't that make sense? It
would make perfect sense.
And so when we think of being a protector and a provider, well, this comes down to who should be the lead, and this whole blurring of the gender roles. This whole blur, I see it everywhere. People, you have sayings behind every good man is it stands a woman, and people don't like that. Wow. They say, well, beside every because we're beside each other, we make the decisions together. Any organization, whether it's in corporate America, whether it's a football organization, a basketball, whether it's a sports organization, whether it's a company, whether it's a family, any organization, there's one leader.
Right.
There's one leader. There's not two presidents of the United States of America. Right. I know this year people might wish that there was going to be a tie or something, but no, there's one. There's one. There's not two head coaches on the team. There's not two CEOs of a company. There are not two heads in a marriage. So if they're not two heads, then who somebody has to be the head, right? Somebody has to take on that role.
Right. And it's pretty clear to me, and I think it's pretty clear to most people, but the reason that women and some men, or some women and some men, or however you want to say it, are not behind it is because the woman's role has been so what was the word? Diminished. Disrespected, diminished in society that it's not even important anymore. You don't work, you stay home, you're a stay-at-home mom. What? You have all these degrees, you're a stay-at-home mom? How? Why? Because the most important thing is to raise our children, right? That is, for me, the most important thing, to be the support in our household. And believe me, I'm extremely, extremely busy. I'm busy just with them. And then you add on, this was what we want to do. These are our goals. This is where we want to go. And so I just think this just really got mixed up and messed up. So I would like to see brought back to where the women's role is well defined, and then on top of being well defined, it's able to, we can, us as women, take our roles back as the nurturer, as the support, as those different things. And as I support my husband, I have to be extremely strong. When you think about something that supports anything else, that's the strength, right? If you think about the bridge, or you think about the foundation, all of those things are the support, and without that support, it will crackle, fall to the ground. Could James do it by himself? Yes, but if he, as me as his wife, it's better, it's stronger, it's supported, and I can able to take some of those roles that he says, hey, I need you to go do this, now I need you to support me in this way, and it's always changing. The support part is always changing.
Now, so that when you talk about support being an area of strength, I think that's something that's so many people miss. You know, they think, well, I'm a support. They think support is like clapping or
no. I ain't say cheerleader.
Right? That's not support. That's not really support, right? That's cheerleading. Being a support is a position of strength for sure. And going back to these roles, talk about woman, obviously being a nurturer and a support, and a man being a protector. That's kind of obvious. A provider. I'm gonna talk about some of that. We have a segment of our show talk about the marriage message of the week. I'm gonna talk about that as we close things up. So I don't want to give it away, but when we talk about the God, okay, we talk about the leader. All right, we got okay. The man's gonna protect and provide, and the woman's gonna nurture and support. But who is the leader? Who's the leader? We're gonna vote. No, we'll make decisions together. How many times have you heard this? Right,
all the time.
We're equal. We make decisions together. Well, I don't care who you are. There's gonna come some point where you don't agree. Mm-hmm. You don't agree. So how do you handle that if there's no leader? Okay, and let me squash this concept that being a leader or having a final say means that you're just a dictator.
Right.
It's not talking about just rolling over somebody and not taking input and things of nature. Just like within a corporate setting, I love looking at running your life like a business.
You should.
You right, run your life like a business. Most people think more about what they're gonna have for dinner than they think about what they're gonna do with their life. And so if you start approaching your life, your family, your marriage, even maybe from more of a business standpoint, it can really help you out. So in a business, there is a CEO. Guess what? If the CEO has surrounded himself with a strong corporate team, and you got somebody that's strong as the CMO and the CFO and the CIO, you're going to take the input from those individuals.
Right.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, if the company to move in the right direction, that responsibility falls on the CEO. Mm-hmm. It falls on the CEO. And so it's the same way in marriage. There's one leader where you take the input. It's not about being a dictator. You take the input, but ultimately you have to move in one direction. And so that should fall on who? Who should that fall on?
It should fall on the husband, the male.
And why so?
Because you already have the role as the protector, provider, guide. You already have those roles. It will be extremely backwards as protector, provider, and guide, and then I'm going to be the person that makes the final decision. If you're doing all those roles, then it will just make sense for you to take the leadership with those different roles.
It's actually grossly unfair.
Right.
If the man is the protector and the man is the provider, and this is an area where it's so out of balance in a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages. But if the man is a protector and a provider, how grossly unfair is it to the woman for her to be the leader? Because she doesn't have the power. If you don't have the power to protect or provide, then how could you lead? How could you lead? My wife, as my support, as the nurturer of our family unit, she doesn't have the power to make a sweeping decision, for instance, that, hey, you know what, finances, the economy is doing this because of careers, we need to relocate the family. My wife doesn't have the power to make that decision. So how grossly unfair would it be for her to have the responsibility of leading that when she doesn't have the power to make those sweeping decisions and changes? It just doesn't make sense from a practicality standpoint. And again, if you're wired physically to be a protector and a provider, it would probably make sense that emotionally and mentally you're wired that way as well. So, man, you got to step your leadership game up. You got to step your leadership game up. I guess we'll wrap things
One
up.
more thing before you say it. I really want to drive home that James and your husband, or whoever it may be, should come to input to his wife.
Right.
We're not saying that he makes all the sole decisions and no input or whatever the case may be, because there are times where James is like, hey, let's brainstorm this, let's do this, or this is the direction I was looking at. What's your input? This is what I was thinking about doing.
It's more often the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And so that's what, and then I say this, and a lot of times I might say something that sparks his interest, like, yeah, I think I will change and go that direction. Or it could be, that doesn't really line up with what I see the goal or wherever it's going. And I don't have a problem with that. If he says, oh, I'm going to take, this advice, go this way, or I'm going to take that advice, go that way, I don't really have a problem with it, because he is looking out for the best interest. He is hardcore wired for the protector, provider, God. And a lot of times, I'm looking at, what's the best, decision? How does it look? This, more on the nurturer side, more on the emotional side.
That was good right there. The emotional side. That's just the wiring of women. Most men, when approached with a challenge or obstacle or adversity, we get into a practicality mode. Think about this, ladies. Think about this. When you go to one of your friends, your girlfriends, you got something going on. You might just want to air. I didn't want you. You come to a man and you talk about a problem at work. Well, she did this at work, and this happened and that happened. We're gonna go into, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, it's not about that. Well, what is it about? Like, we don't understand. I didn't want you to. I just wanted you to just hear me, right? So, and we'll talk about that in a future episode. Just the difference in the brains and how we're wired. But finally, when you're talking about the input. Leaders, that's what I was getting to. Leadership, men, we got to step up and understand, while you have a natural predisposition for leadership, doesn't mean you have perfected that. Right. And you have to work on that leadership, because leaders are built as well as born. Leaders are built as well as born, and real leaders, they don't look for consensus, they create consensus. So one of the things we talk about, laws of leadership, is law of the buy-in, and in order to move the family unit in a certain direction, you got to get buy-in, and you can't have buy-in without communicating, without getting input from the vice president of the CEO, from the vice president of the family. You got to get that buy-in. So that's what we wanted to cover with you guys on our topic of equal importance. Glad you stayed to the end, because we got an announcement, and then we got our marriage message of the week. So just to recap, in case you tuned in a little bit later, we have a major event, our first event of the year. Our first event in Marriage by Design's history, actually, is the engagement. We're going to play the promo for you one more time, and then we're going to come back with some special news about the event, the engagement. So check it out.
Design proudly presents The Engagement.
An experience in love and learning before and after I do.
Saturday, February 11th.
3 power-packed sessions.
An evening gala.
The Embassy, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Register now at theengagement.TheMarriageByDesign.com.
See you there.
All right. So that is the event. It's the engagement. It's a encounter, an encounter of love and learning. We worked on this. An experience. I knew I was wrong. An experience in love and learning. We worked on this all day, right? Like, we were there to brainstorm for hours on what's going to be the subtopic. An experience in love and learning before and after I do. So before you have the I do's, our singles, how do you prepare yourself for marriage? You were talking about that, preparing yourself for marriage even before you get married. After you get married, guess what? Engagement doesn't stop at that point. You got to continually be engaged in your marriage. Mm-hmm. You have to continue to be committed to your marriage. We're going to have 3 sessions throughout the day, okay? It's going to be a men's session. I'm going to get with the fellas. Yolanda's going to get with the ladies. We'll have a lady session. It's going to be, separated so we can really talk, straight and have that straight talk. Then we're going to come back together, have some sessions together as well. It's going to be a break in between, of course. And then that evening, it's going to be a gala.
Yes.
It's gonna be a phenomenal event. It's gonna be. We're talking about February 11th, of course. A couple days later, Valentine's. So hey, why just go out and spend money and just go out to eat?
Right.
Why don't do something productive during the
Right.
day, and then you can enjoy yourself in the evening as well. So tickets for that are going on sale tomorrow morning. You can go to theengagement.themarriagebydesign.com. Those where the tickets will be released, and tickets going to be $125. Okay, $125. This is going to be for the gala in the evening. It's going to be for the sessions during the day as well. Tickets will be $125. Couples for $200 for this event. February 11th. You can get tickets starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. The tickets will go on sale, and we got a special announcement. I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, the special announcement, guys. First of all, let me just recap. If you love getting dressed up like I do, and I don't have enough opportunities to do so, I love putting on the fancy threads, the nice ball dress, the gown, the A-line, whatever it is that you like to wear. If you love doing that type of stuff, you go and you spend $80 or $100 just to go and do that at an event, right? And it's going to be a meal, all that kind of good stuff. And this is the promo. This is what's so exciting. For the first, 50 people that sign up, we are going to give you a gift certificate for dinner and a movie date night, right? How often is it that you get to go out and date your spouse? You should be dating your spouse. You should be dating whoever you're dating. Mm-hmm. So it'd be really cool if you come, if you're not married or you're married or whatever the case may be, and you're one of those first 50 that sign up, you are going to get a gift card for dinner and a movie.
Dinner and a movie, and ladies and gentlemen particularly, you better date your wife, right? Gentlemen, you better date your wife or somebody else will. So definitely make sure that you check that out. Tomorrow, tickets will go on sale. First 50 people, you're going to get date night on Marriage by Design. So,
yes. And it's not a cheap date night. Good date night.
Good date night, right? Good date night. So, as we wrap our show up, we're right out of time, but we have a segment that we want to...
We like to call it the marriage message. And in this segment, it'll be an opportunity for James to talk to the men, or I can talk to the women. And just a little message we're going to leave you with is so that you can ponder on that for the rest of the week till we see you again.
So this week, I have the honors of doing the very first marriage message, and my marriage message for the men is this. We talked about equality on this evening. Men, I hear a lot of men out there saying how, you know what, I want a woman that's going to bring something to the table. She got to bring something to the table. And so often what they're referring to is a monetary value, some type of monetary add. I need a woman. She got something that she's bringing to the table. She's got something that she's adding to the pot. I don't want a woman that's just, living off of me or sucking off me. You need a paradigm shift, because the truth of the matter is the woman that you're with her for more than just adding something monetarily. As a matter of fact, if you wanted to put a monetary value on the emotional support, if she adds to your life in an emotional standpoint, from a mental standpoint, well, guess what? You would pay money. You would pay money if you were leaning on somebody else for all those late night talks when something's going on in the workplace, in your career. So you have to shift that mindset of her bringing something to the table has to be monetarily, because guess what? If you're married, she's bringing something physical. She's bringing something emotional. She's bringing something spiritual and mental as well. So that is what she is providing for you, and it is your role to be providing in those other realms. So that's the marriage message for the men this week. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us on our first episode of Marriage by Design, the webcast. Share this out if you think anybody would be of value. Definitely stay tuned for future episodes. Drop us comments on the replay. Ask us questions. You can always email us at pins@TheMarriageByDesign.com if you have any topics that you'd like for us to speak on. And between now and the next time, our past calls, between now and the next episode, go out there, design the type of marriage you deserve for you and your family. We'll see you on the journey.